over the 12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth.
So I'm not gonna take a lot of time, because I'm getting emotional. And I told myself I wasn't gonna do this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it, like you seen Kelvin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us. And I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now. Yeah, I said.
Hold on. Now Sharina Hudson is trying to blame Wendy Williams for her struggles, while Wendy is recovering in a hospital bed? The past 2 years have been a tough journey for Wendy, dealing with health issues and stepping away from the public eye to focus on herself. We all miss the queen of gossip, our true media queen. But the one person who seems to miss Wendy the most is Sharina Hudson. Since the alimony payments stopped, Shariena and Kevin have been struggling to maintain the lavish lifestyle they once enjoyed, which, let's not forget, was supported by Wendy. There's even talk that their relationship is barely holding on, with reports that they're living apart. This wasn't what Shariena expected when she got together with Kevin over 15 years ago, back when Wendy was at the top of her game.
I'm communicating in February of 2010 because he got upset that his mistress, now baby mama, Sharina Hudson, aka Nikki, from Columbia, South Carolina, drop on the clues bomb for the 803. He got upset because he thought I was trying to hook his mistress up with my homeboy Wax. Think about that. Big grown-ass married Negro from Brownsville, Brooklyn, supposed to be some thorough-ass hood dude, upset because he thinks I'm trying to hook his side chick up with my homeboy. Does that not make him a grade A sucker? A clown of legendary proportions. Now, the reason I have never had no smoke for Wendy is, number one, I feel sorry for her because she was an abused woman on various levels. And two, I know Kelvin didn't go to Wendy and say, yeah, we don't rock with Charlamagne anymore because he tried to hook his side chick up with my homeboy. So you just chalk that up to the...
Kevin isn't just a huge red flag, he's a total disaster waiting to happen. And Sharina Hudson isn't far behind. These two have been living off Wendy Williams' success for over 15 years and had the audacity to start a family, all while expecting the money from Wendy's thriving career and businesses to keep flowing forever.
I'd come in, my eyes would be puffy from crying. I would do the show.
And was there a part of you that wanted to respond to it?
I knew that I would, but I had to get my ducks in a row. It's like I knew a lot of things for years.
Right.
You say.
You knew about this double life?
I knew a lot of things for years. But my son was at home. It wasn't fair to him. I'm not going to grab his hand and flee the scenes and move zip codes. Now he has to move high schools and stuff like that. He's just making friends. So now he's away in college. And the person that I am now is very single because he's not living with me. He goes to school in Miami.
Throughout their relationship, Kevin lavished Shariena with expensive gifts, and despite having other women on the side, Shariena was the one he couldn't seem to let go. He gifted her a $215,000 gold Ferrari, several high-end diamond necklaces, and a $5,200 Chanel bag, just to name a few luxury items. And that's not all. Kevin also bought a $795,000 home for himself and Shariena to live in, and funded many of her ventures, including a clothing line called Lavish and a vegan restaurant that ultimately failed, all with Wendy's hard-earned money.
Well, I had to in the beginning because I loved him. I was in love with Kevin. I loved Kevin. You saw the movie. I loved Kevin with desperation. Not because I wanted to be loved, but because I am my parents' daughter.
Yeah.
I was raised to have my own money. But the bigger thing is that no matter what you do regarding a career, Wendy, and putting on lipstick and applying, your skills in the kitchen, you want to have the white picket fence, and you want to have children, and and this is how I was raised. It was really no option in my mind, and it still isn't. Being married is the holy grail, but there was a lot behind the scenes, and I'm very confident in my feelings towards Kevin initially, how I felt towards him in the middle, why it took me so long to divorce him, and that I want love.
Everything about Kevin was tied to Wendy still being the provider, and neither he nor Shariena ever imagined their luck would run out, especially not this soon. But with the alimony checks from Wendy now dried up, both of them have faced a harsh wake-up call.
Kevin was on the block. Kevin is not a high school graduate. Kevin was a block dude from Brownsville, Brooklyn. And you know what I mean when I say on the block.
Right.
And he never had a job with a pension plan. And he'd never had a job where he can walk into the bank and, have not just, a check cashing place to cash a check for something or only cash because he's working the block, And I fell in love with him. And when I got this talk show, it seemed only natural that he would be my executive producer along with me. Now, my position was more powerful than his, because I was the host and a more powerful say in being executive producer, because no matter what he would say to me about how he wanted things to go, when those double doors opened, I knew it was just me. And during commercial, he'd come out and sometimes he would talk to me to tears. And my staff would see it, but it's okay. I just busted off the story I wanted to bust off, and I'll deal with him later. Baby or no baby, mistress or no mistress, I outgrew Kevin. I outgrew him. I outgrew him personally, and I outgrew him professionally. The baby and the multiple women that he cheated with just made it even.
In 2022, Kevin went to court, demanding that his alimony payments be reinstated, claiming he couldn't sustain his lifestyle and basic needs without the money. He was behind on car insurance and credit card payments, and he was so strapped for cash that he couldn't even afford the $600 monthly homeowner association fee for his community. If he didn't pay, his home would be foreclosed. However, the judge basically told him Wendy's got 99 problems and Kevin ain't one. Kevin's problems were no longer Sharina's either. Once Kevin put the house on the market and received an offer, Shariena allegedly packed up her things and left with their daughter, heading straight to her mother's house. While it seems she hasn't put Kevin on child support yet, even if she did, Kevin doesn't have the money to offer. Shariena probably has a better chance of selling all those Chanel bags and diamond necklaces than receiving checks from Kevin. And with Kevin back in court trying to get his alimony payments reinstated, Sharina's hands are tied. The Ferrari he bought her was repossessed, and the vegan restaurant she opened, Vegan Nose, failed and has permanently closed. She removed all traces of Kevin from her social media, and it appears that Kevin did the same. However, as of now, they still follow each other on Instagram. Things have gotten so bad for Kevin that he continues to drag Wendy and anyone associated with her, even going so far as to ask for access to her bank records, claiming she's broke. But realistically, it doesn't look like Kevin is going to get anything from Wendy. Recent reports suggest that Wendy's dementia has worsened to the point where she is permanently incapacitated, and all her finances are now controlled by her legal guardian. This is especially troubling because Wendy has an adult son who is more than capable of caring for his mother, making the entire situation even more complicated.
I've known about her almost since the beginning. I've known that Kevin is a serial cheat. The first time I found out was while I was pregnant with our son on bed rest. During that time, I gave birth to him. He was in the delivery room. You'll see that play out in the movie. He's passing out cigars and my wife and I, little Kevin, who's not so little anymore. He's 20 years old. I plotted to divorce Kevin, and I sacrificed a lot of myself to come out successful on the other side. And it all worked.
As usual, people have very strong opinions about this entire ordeal. One quote says, "They will take all her money. Her son should be in charge to take care of his mom. Her sister Wanda will also step in." Another quote reads, Sharina Hudson, you raggedy BU, we wish you nothing but the worst, and double F Kevin Hunter's evil behind too. Neither of you will ever see heaven's gates. And another one goes, Shariena wasn't dating Kevin, she was dating Wendy through Kevin. She didn't want the man, she wanted Wendy's money. But seriously, baddies, what do you think about all of this? Is Kevin moving funny by still focusing on those alimony payments? Share your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe because we've got more tea to spill. Bye, baddies.